Buenos días, mi gente.
Or a second opinion about replacing it.
Welcome to Boricua in Utah.
Can help you keep your home comfortable all winter long.
Enjoy the drive.
Schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
Thanks for
Any Hour
watching.
Services can help with any size
Don't
plumbing
forget
project around the
to
house. All
hit
you
the
have to
like
do is call
button
Any
and
Hour Services or
subscribe.
schedule an appointment at anyhourservices.com. Help with plumbing maintenance or plumbing repairs are closer than you think. Call Any Hour Services or visit anyhourservices.com. If you want to avoid your furnace breaking down this winter, the best thing you can do is stay on top of your furnace's annual maintenance. If you do find yourself with a furnace blowing cold air, Any Hour Services technicians service all brands, and they can usually get to you pretty quick. Call Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhourservices.com. Whether you need maintenance, repair, or a second opinion about replacing it, the technicians at Any Hour Services can help you keep your home comfortable all winter long. Call Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
Let me introduce y'all to my tame chicken fingers. They hit the spot, they're fried for golden crispy Texas toast crunchy. And they came so creamy rich. One love.
Have you outgrown your car, or has it outgrown you? Are repair costs weighing you down? Is your payment or interest rate too high? If so, it's time to trade up at Volkswagen Southtown. We'll buy your car for its original base MSRP when you upgrade to a new car at Volkswagen Southtown. That's right, the original base MSRP, only deducting for mileage, manufacturer incentives, and any damage. We want your car. Trade up today.
Come see why we're Utah's #1 Volkswagen dealer. Visit VWSouthtown.com.
Some restrictions apply. See dealer for full details.
Hi there, I'm K-Town, and on this edition of Mysterious Radio.
UFO Abduction in Sergi-Pontois by Charles Lear. On November 26, 1979, police in the French agglomeration community of Sergi-Pontois received a strange missing person report from two distressed young men. According to Jean-Pierre Prévost and Solomon Ndiaye, their friend Frank Fontaine disappeared after a ball of light that was accompanied by 3 or 4 luminous spheres engulfed the car he was in. This resulted in not only an investigation by the police, but also GEPEN, Groupe d'études des phénomènes aérospatiaux non identifiés, the unit of CNES, Centre National d'Études Spatiales, tasked with dealing with UFO reports. According to an article in the case titled L'Affaire de Sergi-Pontois, posted on rro.org, small r, capital O, Fontaine, 18, Prévost, and Ndiaye, both 25, were loading a Ford station wagon with jeans they were going to try and sell at Gisors Market. They saw a light heading towards the ground at a not-too-fast speed. Fontaine drove towards where he thought it might have made impact after telling the other 2 men to meet him there. Prévost and Ndiaye went back to their nearby apartments, Ndiaye to get a camera, and Prévost to get another load of jeans. Unable to find film, Ndiaye joined Prévost, and the two headed for the car. At 200 meters away, they saw the car surrounded by a milky halo of light, around 4 meters in diameter, with 3 or 4 luminous spheres nearby. The light went up into the sky, and the men approached the car. When they got there, they saw that the door was open, the engine was stalled, and the car was in gear. Fontaine was nowhere to be seen. According to an article titled The Sergi-Pontois UFO Case, posted on the Vice magazine website, the light was seen over a power station, and the car was parked in a nearby cabbage field when Fontaine disappeared. Sergi-Pontois Police Commander Crocus was in charge of the case, and although he told journalists he was skeptical, he ordered a thorough search of the area. The car was still parked in the same spot. The officers did a search and found no sign of Fontaine. They went as far as to sweep the area with a Geiger counter and checked with nearby military radar stations, but found nothing unusual. 8 days later, the police got the news from a radio program that Fontaine had reappeared. According to the report, Fontaine was at home after waking up in the cabbage field with no idea that 8 days had passed. He was wearing the same clothes with no trace of mud and had the same amount of money on him, 100 francs, as when he disappeared. The station had gotten the news from an anonymous caller, and sometime later, Ndiaye admitted that it had been he. Fontaine was questioned by the Pontois prosecutor's office. He claimed to have remembered nothing after seeing the luminous balls surround the car. The men began speaking to journalists. Fontaine said he was abducted by extraterrestrials, that he hadn't said everything, and described his stay with the Little Green Men as pleasant. Geffen asked Fontaine to come to their facility for tests, but he refused. He said at a press conference, "I don't remember anything until I have a guarantee from the state that I won't be locked up." The case attracted a large number of journalists and also got the attention of Claude Vorilhon, founder of the International Raelia movement, and the men were moved to remain cloistered at home.
Have you outgrown your car, or has it outgrown you? Are repair costs weighing you down? Is your payment or interest rate too high? If so, it's time to trade up at Volkswagen Southtown. We'll buy your car for its original base MSRP when you upgrade to a new car at Volkswagen Southtown. That's right, the original base MSRP, only deducting for mileage, manufacturer incentives, and any damage. We want your car. Trade up today.
Come see why we're Utah's #1 Volkswagen dealer. Visit VWSouthtown.com.
Some restrictions apply. See dealer for full details.
When you're operating at an enterprise level, nothing drives success more than effective team communication. Grammarly for Enterprise enables your company to work smarter and faster. Other AI tools can't quantify impact. With Grammarly, you get measurable results and actionable insights, like tracking key metrics that include brand compliance and readability from their effective communication score. Because when you're able to visualize your team's impact and compare performance against industry benchmarks, you can make data-driven decisions that improve critical business outcomes. So whether you need to streamline messaging between technical and marketing initiatives, or cut down on emails between external collaborators, you can trust Grammarly to help employees communicate effectively across the board. Start boosting productivity company-wide with Grammarly. Visit Grammarly.com/enterprise to learn more. That's Grammarly.com/enterprise.
How to have fun, anytime, anywhere. Step 1, go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2, collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3, play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games, all for free.
Step 4, unleash your excitement.
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
How to have fun, anytime, anywhere. Step 1, go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2, collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3, play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games, all for free.
Step 4, unleash your excitement.
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
Starting the journey to become a nurse can be confusing, but the first step is surprisingly. Plus, learn about the personalized student support Galen offers to help you succeed in nursing school. RSVP now for our open house on Wednesday, February 12th from 4 to 6 p.m. by visiting galencollege.edu/Salt Lake City.
Marie Renee Q, a runner with a pen named Jimmy Q, contacted her and arranged to meet them accompanied by a hypnotist. Fontaine refused to undergo hypnosis, but Prevost offered himself as a subject. During a session recorded for radio, Prevost claimed to be in contact with extraterrestrials. Later, Fontaine claimed to be regaining memories of his experience. Gieux encouraged the men to approach the press. Fontaine gave an interview to Paris Match that was published in December 21st, 1979 issue. According to him, he regained consciousness in a laboratory in the presence of orange-sized luminous balls that spoke to him. Gieux wrote a book with him entitled Context, UFO Sergi Pontois. The three men appeared on the television show Tom's X on April 26, 1980. During the show, Fontaine described being in contact with a being named Mario, who was a handsome creature with a large forehead. Prevost was hypnotized during the show. Men took the opportunity to announce that the entities were in contact and would be returning to meet them on August 15, 1980. When the date arrived, over 2,000 people showed up and were disappointed. Men announced that there would be a new meeting on August 15, 1983. In the meantime, Geffen published a report calling the men's Pontois affair is bogus from start to finish. I am solely responsible for it. It was me who organized everything. Everything Mountain. I can prove it. Frank Fontaine spent the 8 days of his disappearance in a friend's apartment in Pontois. I took him there, and I brought him back. According to Prevost, he did this to bring people together around a message of peace. Despite Prevost's confession, Fontaine and Indy stuck to their story, and hundreds of people showed up at the cabbage field for another meeting that didn't take place. Reasons for the men who possibly invented such a story range from trying to make a profit, being part of a psychological experiment arranged by some sort of shadowy organization. This last idea was reportedly supported by Jacques Follett in a book, both back in Searching Pontois.
To find out more about our guest and all others, please visit our website at mysteriousradio.com. And I want to give special thanks to our co-creator and executive producer, Kim Kyle, who brought this show to you today. And working hard behind the scenes, our team of 4, I want to thank them as well. Follow us on social media and share the show with
Funtown in the area has kept the memory of the events alive in the yearly fair, recently opened UFO Museum. A book about the wave, Night Siege, by J. Allen Hynek, Philip Imbrogno, and Bob Pratt, was published in 1998. Hynek died in 1986, before the book was published, but actively investigated and contributed to the book. His wife, Mimi, helped edit the book after his death. According to Night Siege, the wave began in Kent, New York on New Year's Eve 1982, with a sighting by a retired New York City police officer identified by the pseudonym Tony Ballard. He just christened his new house by smashing a champagne bottle against it, and his wife had sent him back outside to clean up the broken glass after he told her about it. As he was cleaning up the glass, he saw a group of red, green, and white lights to the center. As she stepped out, the lights were over the house. Ballard told the researchers that they seemed to be connected by a V-shape or boomerang-like structure. He said he heard a loud hum, like a factory of machines operating at a distance. As Ballard was filming the object, which was about 500 feet above him, colored lights went out, and 3 lights remained that formed a triangle. The investigators examined the film and reported in the book that the white lights were clearly visible, with faint colored lights in the background. They could see no structure. Soon there were sightings all over the Hudson Valley, what became known as the Westchester Boomerang, named after Westchester County, where many were concentrated. Local police departments received literally hundreds of calls, sometimes on a single night. Police officers themselves were among the witnesses. The most common description was of a large boomerang-shaped object with lights along its arms. They were said to be as big as 1, 2, or 3 football fields, to hover or move as slowly as 15 miles per hour, and were said to be completely silent. An odd claim that shows up repeatedly is that a witness says they found themselves wishing for a better view, and that as soon as they thought that, the object moved quickly towards them and hovered in front of or above them. Hyde Bush, New York is between 15 and 20 miles west of the Hudson River in Orange County. As the Hudson Valley wave faded after 1987, reports continued to come out of Pine Bush. The area was put into the UFO spotlight in 1991 when Ellen Crystal published Silent Invasion, also written by Philip Imbrogno, which chronicles her 11-year investigation there. The book may be hard to take seriously by some. Crystal describes seeing on her very first outing more than a dozen ships flying about and periodically landing in and taking off from the field. It does contain names of witnesses to more likely events, along with descriptions. Crystal was introduced to the area by Harry Levelson, a writer for Omni magazine, posted as the sole person at the UFO desk. Levelson wrote an article in Pine Bush for the magazine after coming to the area and interviewing witnesses. In her book, Crystal says that the editors at Omni didn't take UFOs seriously, but saw them as good for business. What was unique about Pine Bush is that it seemed to be a paranormal hotspot. Besides UFOs, there were reports of cryptids, phantoms, strange mechanical rumblings heard coming from under the ground. Farmers reported finding large sections of earth moved in their fields after seeing lights there the night before. More and more people started coming to Pine Bush to skywatch and explore. Lines of cars parked along the roads and people gathering in the farm fields became common. At the same time, Pine Bush was becoming more developed, as no trespassing signs started to appear all over the area. There were frequent conflicts between the property owners and the paranormal adventurers. In 2000, a rumor started that Pine Bush had passed a law against skywatching. What had actually happened, according to the article that came from Pine Bush, posted on the Hudson Valley Magazine website, was that there had been an altercation between the developer and some skywatchers. With encouragement from the developer, the police began enforcing a parking rule that made it illegal to park along West Searsville Road, a popular skywatching spot.
Have you outgrown your car, or has it outgrown you? Are repair costs weighing you down? Is your payment or interest rate too high? If so, it's time to trade out that Volkswagen Southtown. We'll buy your car for its original base MSRP when you upgrade to a new car in Volkswagen Southtown. That's right, the original base MSRP. Only deducting for mileage, manufacturer status, and any damage. We want your car. Trade up today.
Come see why we're Utah's #1 Volkswagen dealer. Visit VWSouthtown.com.
Restrictions apply. See dealer for full details.
Because that has my addiction.
Although it's important to think of it that way, while that name is also being used for exterior protection, because we're Bunbush is more of an effort than I am.
To find out more about our guest and all others, please visit our website at mysteriousradio.com. And I want to give special thanks to our co-creator and executive producer Tim Kyle, who brought this show to you today. And working hard behind the scenes, our team of four, I want to thank Dennis Bryan,
the outlet while on his way home after a night on duty. He pulled over and got out of his car to look at it as it hovered by. The cars from Ohio came up from behind him and stopped. Houston, Spar, and Neff got out and ran towards him. They asked Panzanella if he had seen the object, and he reluctantly admitted he was. The object moved straight up, hovered, and a commercial airliner flew under. Panzanella called the Rochester-based radio station and asked operator John Beebe to call Greater Pittsburgh Airport and see if they had the object on radar. Beebe complied and reported back that they had it on radar and were sending 2 planes up to intercept. As soon as the planes were mentioned, the object shot upwards until it was out of sight. The Ohio officers headed back towards Portage County, and Panzanella got a call from Beebe.
Have you outgrown your car, or has it outgrown you? Are repair costs weighing you down? Is your payment or interest rate too high? If so, it's time to trade up at Volkswagen Southtown. We'll buy your car for its original base MSRP when you upgrade to a new car at Volkswagen Southtown. That's right, the original base MSRP. Only deducting for mileage, manufacturer service, and any damage. We want your car. Trade up today.
Courtesy of Utah's #1 Volkswagen dealer. Visit VWSouthtown.com.
Personalized student support Galen offers to help you succeed in nursing school. RSVP now for our open house on Wednesday, February 12th from 4 to 6 p.m. by visiting galencollege.edu/Salt Lake City.
The U.S. Air Reserve at the airport had requested that the officers give them a report on the object. Panzanella contacted the Ohio officers, relayed the message, and a report was given to the Air Reserve office. From there, it made its way to the office of Project Blue Book at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. Spar was interviewed by the head of Blue Book, Major Hector Quintanilla, the next morning. Quintanilla started the conversation with, "What was this mirage you saw?" The interview lasted 2.5 minutes. Quintanilla called again on April 21st, and that interview lasted 1.5 minutes. Spar sensed that Quintanilla wanted him to say he'd only observed the object for a matter of minutes. He noted that Quintanilla broke off the conversation when he told him he'd seen it for much longer. Civilian investigators were far more thorough. 2 members of the Akron Flying Saucer Investigating Committee, A.E. Canduso and Larry Moyers, brought a Geiger counter. They checked the area of the initial sighting for radiation and found nothing unusual. 3 members of the Cleveland Ufology Project visited the Portage County Police Station to interview Spar and Neff, and William Weitzel, representing the National Investigations Committee on Aerial Phenomena, was there as well. Weitzel was the chairman of the Pennsylvania NICAP subcommittee, and he wrote up a narrative account that can be found on the QFOS.org website. Reports and documents relating to the case can be found at the NICAP.org website. On April 22nd, Quintanilla called Sheriff Ross Dustman at the station and gave his evaluation. He told the sheriff that the deputies had seen an Echo satellite moving to the southeast. Venus was also in the southeast. According to Quintanilla, they mistook Venus for the satellite and proceeded to chase it all the way into Pennsylvania. According to Weitzel's account, Dustman laughed out loud when he heard the explanation. The congressman representing Portage County, William Stanton, was preparing to be interviewed about the case for the Record Courier, and he wanted to know the facts. Weitzel sent him a letter, and the congressman forwarded it to the Air Force and asked for an explanation. After 2 weeks of waiting for a reply, he went to the Pentagon and spoke to Lieutenant Colonel John Spaulding, Chief of Community Relations Division, USAF. Spaulding admitted that not sending someone to Portage County had been an error and promised someone would come within a week. That someone was Quintanilla, and he interviewed Spar in an office at the county courthouse. Spar asked Weitzel to tape the interview. Spar filled out a report and was interviewed alone with the tape running. After this was done, Quintanilla repeated his original evaluation and stubbornly stuck to it, despite long-term attempts by Weitzel and others to reason with him. Spar was encouraged by NICAP to speak out about the case, and he did so as other witnesses went silent. He was hounded by the press and ridicule. The pressure took its toll, and Spar lost his job, his wife, and his children. He ended up working in a coal mine in West Virginia. This case came just after Quintanilla had been called to appear at hearings before Congress. These were convened in the wake of Blue Book scientific consultant J.L.N. Hynek's explanation that swamp gas might have been the cause of UFO sightings in Michigan. The Air Force was moved by the hearings to fund the Condon Committee study that led to Blue Book's demise in 1969. It's likely that Quintanilla didn't lose any sleep.
To find out more about our guest and all others, please visit our website at mysteriousradio.com. And I want to give special thanks to our co-creator and executive producer, Kim Kyle, who brought this show to you today. And working hard behind the scenes, our team of 4, I want to thank them as well. Follow us on social media and share the show with others that may like the subjects that we cover. I am your host, K-Town, and you're listening to Mysterious Radio.
Want to get ahead in life? At Weber State University, we offer affordable programs designed to help you move up in your career. Whether you're starting fresh or advancing your current skills, our degrees are tailored to get you where you want to go. With a focus on real-world experience and career readiness, we're here to support your journey every step of the way. It's time to invest in yourself and your future. Apply now at weber.edu. Weber State, where education meets opportunity and your success begins.
Have you outgrown your car, or has it outgrown you? Are repair costs weighing you down? Is your payment or interest rate too high? If so, it's time to trade up at Volkswagen Southtown. We'll buy your car for its original base MSRP when you upgrade to a new car at Volkswagen Southtown. That's right, the original base MSRP, only deducting for mileage
try. Charles Lear is the author of The Flying Saucer Investigators, available at Amazon.com.
To find out more about our guest and all others,